Welcome back to Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. The X1R Pro Cup Series made the trip to Montgomery, Alabama to do battle on the half-mile Montgomery Motor Speedway on July 27th. Adam Otwell of AOTV Productions filed this report.
Off the start of the race, it would be the 75 of Caleb Holman and the 16 of Clay Rogers leading off the field. Clay Rogers came in dominating the series, and he was looking forward to making a good impression on the field, as he ended up passing Caleb Holman for the lead, as he was looking forward to adding another victory to his stock in the season. Meanwhile, the number 02 of Tyler Young was moving up through the field as he was trying to find a way around Brady Boswell. He waited for his moment to strike, and then going into turn number 3, Tyler Young was able to make the pass on Brady Boswell. Brady would actually have a very up and down night throughout the race. Meanwhile, more racing action continued, as the 02 of Tyler Young continued to move up through the field, passing the number 23 of J.P. Morgan as they battled side by side. Then the first caution came out for debris on the racetrack. When we went back green flag racing, things went south for Tyler Young in the 02. He cuts a tire, goes up the racetrack, sparks start to fly, and that is just the beginning of a very eventful night for Mr. Tyler Young. When we went back green flag racing, Brady Boswell's car started to slow down and lose power, but that would not bring out the caution, as Tyler Young's tire problems continued. When he came back out, he was 2 laps down, so he was going to have to fight back. When we went back green flag racing, things went bad for both Caleb Holman and Clay Rogers. As Clay goes up the racetrack, they lose numerous positions. It was later revealed that a tire started going down on Clay Rogers, and that was the downfall of Clay Rogers as his right front tire went down. Very tough break for Clay Rogers. When we went back green flag racing, Jordan Anderson, the 33, and the number 26 of Dylan Presnell were the 2 top cars out in front. Meanwhile, the number 23 of J.P. Morgan was doing everything he could to get to the front, but so was the 75 of Caleb Holman battling back from a bad restart. More problems continued for the 16 of Clay Rogers as the points leaders started to suffer more tire problems. Then suddenly, out of nowhere, Dylan Presnell in the number 26 goes up the racetrack, and he has a tire going down, but we don't have a caution flag yet. We stay green. Then finally, the tire gives away on Clay Rogers' machine. He gets some sparks, and then into the wall goes Clay Rogers, and his night is done. Tough day for the points leader. One thing's for sure, that definitely opened up a door for the 23 of J.P. Morgan as he came in second in the point standings, and he was looking for the lead as he battled Brady Boswell for second place. Brady was not going to give it up without a fight, and then came Caleb Holman in the 75 after battling back from that bad restart with Clay Rogers. He was moving his way into the top 2 positions. Also moving up through the field was the number 02 of Tyler Young, battling back from 2 laps down. He was showing guts and determination, but so was Caleb Holman in the 75, as he passed Brady Boswell in the number 2 for second place. One thing that both J.P. Morgan and Caleb Holman had in common on this night was both of them were driving like it was the end of the world as they knew it. Then when the competition caution came out allowing guys to work on their race cars, the 2 guys on the front row were Caleb Holman and Tyler Young. After battling horrible restarts and bad brakes, they were finally back on the front row. Tyler Young would lead off the field as he would try everything he could to hold off Caleb Holman. The traffic didn't seem to bother him as he managed to get through it easily. But then eventually, Caleb would find his way to Tyler Young. He would get him loose, and he would be able to make the pass. And then he would bring the 23 of J.P. Morgan alongside with him as they would battle it out for the lead. J.P. was determined on making a pass on Caleb Holman, but Caleb Holman showed that he was just too strong, and he was able to take the checkered flag. And the 02 of Tyler Young showed the effects of the race as the right front of his car caught on fire.
Yeah, it was really good. You know, me and JP raced a lot together, and I knew I could trust him to race me clean but hard. I knew there would be no slack, you know, and every time he got there close enough, he'd give me a little nudge just to let me know he was still digging, still there. So we got that lap traffic, and I got through it just a smidge better, I guess, and it gave me enough just to get right to the finish line. So another few laps. Well, I tell you, there's nothing more nerve-wracking than as a driver than having somebody like JP right on your bumper and knowing, man, he's coming. He wants it bad. So he hadn't won none this year, and he won 7 last year. So he's got a lot coming. He's definitely the man in the series right now. So very happy.
Oh yeah, we were, man. That was Caleb and I were. My car was turning a little better. I was better in the center, and he had a lot of grip off. And man, that made for a really good race. I mean, I kept giving it to him, man, but it just couldn't get past him.
You know, I just gave it all I had. Guys worked real hard. We actually cracked an oil pan in practice there and missed qualifying. Had to start in the rear. Had 2 flat tires at the beginning and had to come from the back and 2 laps down and just. None of these guys gave up. I got to thank all of them. And Young's Motorsports, everybody dug hard all day. It was hot. We had to change motors out of a backup car, and no one gave up on me. And I gave it all I had, and we burned the right rear up, but we gave it all we had. So very, very good night.
After all that action was said and done, the next race was the Buzz race. Off the start would be Floyd Brown in the 48, leading off the field as we had a 3-wide battle for third. Then Matthew Robbins came up and took the lead away from Floyd Brown. Another man making a big move on the field was the 51 of Roger Wood Sr., passing Matthew Robbins. And then out of nowhere came Joshua Wood in the 21. He was making a big move on the field as well. It was going to be an easy win for Roger Wood Sr., but the battle for second continued, and by a matter of inches, Joshua Wood beat Matthew Robbins. Meanwhile, Floyd Brown and John Musgrove battled it out to the finish line, and John Musgrove in the number 5 came out victorious. Then when the Street Stocks was underway, Joe Bidet Jr. led off the field with Whit Good and Dwayne Westenberg battling it out for second. They battled side by side for a while, but eventually Dwayne Westenberg in the 31 would get the advantage. Then Whit Good had his hands full with the 35 of Adam Freeman, who was giving Whit Good a fight. They battled for continuous laps, but eventually Adam Freeman would get the upper hand, and he would take third place away. At the end of the day, Joe Bidet Jr. would take the checker flag, with Dwayne Westenberg finishing in second, and Adam Freeman taking third. It was definitely a night that the fans of Montgomery should remember for a long time. Adam Otwell, AOTV Productions. Brandon, back to you.
Thanks, Adam. We've got to take another quick break. When we come back, we'll have a look at late model action from Toccoa Speedway. You're watching Raceweek Illustrated Garage Talk. We'll be right back.
From the dirt roads of yesterday to the super speedways of today, you can see the history of auto racing at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame in Dawsonville. See the beginnings of modern stock car racing, from the moonshiners to today's young guns. See the cars the legends drove. Take a walk through the Hall of Fame and visit the Elliott Family Room, where Dawsonville legend Bill Elliott's trophies are on display. All that's waiting for you at the Georgia Racing Hall of Fame, 7 days a week at 415 Highway 53 East in Dawsonville.
Whether you're visiting the area or this is your home, for family fun, make your plans now. Head to Phonopolis Family Fun Center. Go-karts, bumper boats, bumper cars, water wars, mini golf, inflatables, spider zone and climbing wall, laser tag, mini bowling, a huge snack bar, and tons of great video games. The kids will have a blast, and so will you. Don't forget, with advanced reservations, Phonopolis has lots of group packages available, and they'll host your birthday parties too. Phonopolis Family Fun Center, Highway 441, Banks Crossing, Commerce.
Are you temporarily short of cash and you need to keep the bills paid? Or maybe you just need a little extra until your tax refund comes in? I have the answer for you. Money Max Title Pawn. With a clear title to your car, you can be in and out of Money Max in a matter of minutes. And no credit check ever. Money Max Title Pawn, 2293 North Elm Street in Commerce.